M demands we give non-qualified daughter a job working with wild animals. 2 women come in, one is a older woman, the other a girl in her late teen or early 20s. The mother comes up and asks for a job application. This is how it goes. Me: we don't have application, you need to submit a resume and we will call you if we think you fit. M: my daughter wants a job here. Me: okay, well then she will have to make a resume with her work history and qualifications and submit it our website. M: what qualification? Me: well, to work here you must have certain training. We deal with aggressive and sometimes very dangerous animals. You have to know how to work with them. You also need to know how to react in emergency. M: my daughter is great with animals, she worked for a farm last year. Me: I'm sorry, but the animals we deal with are not farm animals. Some of them can and will kill you if given the chance. M: oh, you're being dramatic. I know you have teenager from the school working here, it can't be that dangerous. Me: they don't work here. They volunteer here for school credit and they do not work with the aggressive animals. M: well, she can work with the volunteers instead. Me: no ma'am, that is our volunteers' jobs, our employees' jobs are to handle the more aggressive animals. That's why we hire them. M: well then you can train her. Show her how to deal with the animals. Me: no ma'am, we can't. We do not have time to do that. That's why we require the qualifications. This is not a school. Our employees are busy and can't spend their time babysitting her. M: I want to speak to your boss. Me: okay. Go get Jax. Explain everything. Jax: so Meg here tells me your daughter wants a job. M: yes. Jax: okay, well, we are looking for a new tiger feeder. We do not know or have we ever had a tiger here. M: tiger? Jax: yeah, really feisty guy. I have been filling in for the last few weeks and the thing almost bit my arm of the other day. M: wait, what? Jax: yeah, wild animals, who knew? So if your daughter really wants the job, she going have to sign a contract releasing us of any fault in the event of injury or death. M: what? Jax: well, work with dangerous animals. We have all our employees sign this. We can't risk being sued every time an animal attacks someone. We don't have our employees sign this. Though risk of injury is made clear in the job description, we maintain a very safe work environment. If some was to happen, they have really good health insurance and life insurance. M: attacks? Jax: yeah, I get attack all the time. Pulls up sleeve to show actual scars he has from throughout the years. Not kidding, his armor cover in them. Calls them his badges of honor as they represent the animals he helped. He came name what scar came from what animals. Jax: but don't worry, only 2 people died. No has died here, this was just Jax bullspeeping. M: I think we are going go. Her and daughter and runs out the door. Note, I get it, my English is bad. Stop commenting it. Not everyone grew up with English as their native. I really think some native English speaker are so completely clueless to the fact there are multiple languages, not just English. I speak English fine, but I never grasp the grammars. And honestly, can you blame me? You guys use the same goddamn word for multiple thing multiple time. It confusing as hell. So I'm sorry if I'm using the wrong year or there or where. I always love reading the stories about this wildlife park and Jaxlow. Also, anyone giving you BS about your English can feep off. I am English and you write very well for it being a second or third or who knows 4th language. Plus most of us English can barely write our own language, let alone any others. Don't let their ignorance affect your day. You're amazing. Animals seem to attract entitled people. Parrots love me. Let me pet him. No. He bites. Nonsense. He won't bite me, she says, jamming her hand in my bird's face. Chomp. She had bright red nail polish. Somehow. This was all my fault? Sorry, people can be so negative about grammar. Your English made more sense than some of the English written by native English speakers. This was awesome and made me smile. Wow. Awesome story. I can never get why people think looking after tigers etc. will be easy. Your boss sounds amazing. As for you, English, it's great. A lot better than some native writers. Don't worry about the grammar. I have learned other languages and the grammar can be hard to get. I found French verbs especially hard to get. English can be really awkward, especially with similar sound. Final update for today on my nightmare trainee. If you've been following my So I'm home now. Left a long note for my manager to find in the morning. The girl did not check in a single person all night or answer the phone. I sent her up to the 3rd floor around 8. To give someone a new remote, and she was playing in the elevators. How do I know this? The elevator kept coming back down to the lobby, I'm sure other floors as well, 6 or 7 different times with nobody in it, and she was gone for over 10 minutes. Also heard faint laughing. We had 7 total check-ins today, so we were very slow. She was whining about having to come back tomorrow, and I thought she was off tomorrow. She said she's off Friday and Saturday. I'm only working AM shift tomorrow, so I don't get to see her. Thankfully. I believe the 1 AM shift girl, there's 2 who sometimes covers night audit, will be training and dealing with her on 3 to 11 tomorrow. She kept whining her feet hurt since 6 PM and taking off her shoes and stinking up the lobby. She thought it was hilarious that the lobby smelled like dirty socks. I wrote about that in my last post, but she did it more than once. Walked around the lobby barefoot. Laid on the couch with smelly feet. Couldn't find air freshener, so I had to leave the lobby door open for a little bit and let a bunch of cold air in to get the smell out. Which she also bitched about because she was cold. She went to the coffee station several times throughout the shift and made a mess. Sugar all over the counter. Didn't refill the creamers. Spilled coffee and didn't wipe it up. I ended up getting a card and taking it all back to the kitchen. Nobody else was using it besides her. She made a mess in the bathroom. Toilet paper all over the floor and left both sinks running, and took one of the soap dispenser bottles and threw it in the toilet. No idea why. It also smells like dirty feet in there. She kept laughing to herself when she was at the desk alone or just walking around. And she wasn't looking at her phone. I'm talking red face and cry laughing. Freaking weird. She stole a box of candy and walked around eating it and said nobody will notice. She kept asking me if I know of any other places that are hiring and what would happen if she just didn't show up. I told her she would screw the place over and possibly get fired, and she didn't give a peep. She hates this place, it's so boring. She doesn't know if she wants to do this job, if it's gonna be a bunch of standing around and being bored. She was also talking about her ADHD. I was just listening and barely responding. She briefly met the AM person who was covering night audit tonight, and she showed the girl a huge checklist of tasks she can do to kill time and came by with a cart full of towels, and the girl was like, I'm not doing all that. That's ridiculous. She complains when there's nothing to do and then complains when someone has something for her to do. AM girl said she seems like a bitch, and I said she's more than that. She's a walking train wreck. No joke. I don't know how she still has a job here, and AM girl said I already don't like her and I barely know her, and laughed. The girl didn't even clock out. She went to go start/warm her car at 10:50 and drove it around front and just sat in it with the window rolled down and was on her phone. Right in front of the lobby doors you could hear the rap music she was blasting and the bass from the lobby. She sat there until 11 and then waved bye from her car and drove off. I left a note like suggested in my previous posts. I don't know if it's going to do anything, but I'll be surprised if she's still here by next week. Whether she just doesn't show back up, which I hope is the case, or if they fire her, which isn't likely because we are super short-staffed. And they can't find applicants. I hope she reads the note and takes it seriously and gets rid of her. She's never going to learn the computer system because she's not even trying, and I wouldn't trust her by herself. Night audit is in charge of the entire building from 11 PM to 7 AM. I understand being short-staffed. What I don't understand is the value of paying someone who barely contributes, creates more work for the struggling other workers, and demolishes morale. Make sure to mention her stealing to management. They won't care if she doesn't do anything. But stealing comes out of their pockets. It should get her fired. If costing money due to looking bad to guests, my father is threatening the people I love. Hi. 18F here. I am on mobile, so sorry if the formatting is weird. I currently am enrolled in college. But I very quickly realized that I do not like it at all. I don't feel like I was ready for it. I do not have the discipline and drive that is needed for college at this time in my life, and I know it's something I need to work on before I can truly succeed in college. I expressed these concerns to my father yesterday. Now, my father has always been an extremely controlling person. But I very stupidly thought that since I no longer live with my parents and they don't pay for anything of mine, that there was really nothing he could do to force me to stay in school. I was unfortunately very, very wrong. He of course blames me for this, which would be correct. But he also blames other people in my life, such as my girlfriend and my ex-boyfriend, whom I am still friends with. During our conversation, my father said that my ex deserves to be punished and that he is partly to blame for my failure in school. He said that he will get revenge against him if I drop out. He mentioned one of his friends hurting him physically or planning something on him to get him arrested. I was appalled by this and told him that that's not normal and that he cannot just threaten people to try and force me to stay in school. He responded saying that if he goes back on what he said now that he would be a liar and he can't have that. I worry for my GF as well because my family is very homophobic. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do now. Am I supposed to stay in school to protect these people? I know it's not the right reason for me to be in school, but I'm terrified for them. Undefined. Okay, take a few deep breaths. You've done absolutely nothing wrong. 1. If he's not supporting you or paying for college, then he has no say-so over whether or not you go. 2. I'm not sure what your home life was like before all this, but he sounds like a pretty dangerous person, so the next thing you should probably do is call the police. They're probably not going to arrest him as it is his word against yours, but filing the police report produces proof by means of a paper trail. That way if he follows us through with any of his threats, he'll be the first suspect. 3. Any man who talks to his child like that and threatens their friends doesn't deserve the title of father or dad, so I would try to get as far away from that man as possible and go no contact. 4. His type of negativity and toxicity is going to do nothing but inject pain and anxiety into your life, and you do not need that. Now this is just my opinion from observations from reading your post. All these are positive steps to protect you and the ones you love. I wish you all the best in whatever decision you make, and I'm sending nothing positive vibes for you in the future. Thank you. I really appreciate your comment. I really needed to hear all of that. Very much this. If you report that your father's friend plans to plant something drugs on your friend, and your father follows through, there is a good chance your father and his friend go to jail for it, since they procured and own the illegal items. After filing the police report, I would inform your father of the police report. The value of filing the report is that he gets in trouble if you or your friend disappear. But that won't help you much. Letting him know that if something happens to you or your friend, that the police will look at him first is a deterrent. You can also look into a restraining order. Some places these are easy to get. So much. Then tell the college. Most colleges won't tell your parents anything if you don't give the college permission to. But just in case, by the way, my dad has threatened me and other students. We'll make them especially unlikely to talk to him. If the college won't tell him, he has no way to know you dropped out. Just lie and tell him your grades are good. Then go no contact. First, get a hold of yourself. You did a very cool thing. Not everyone is ready for college at 18. Second, go to your local police department and fill out a complaint against your father with all the names of people. Make the cops believe you are very worried your father will hurt people in your life for his pride. He is a dangerous man. Also tell the police your father and family do not support you, that you do not live with them. Get the report done. Then get a row against this man. Block home. Change all banking info. Passwords. Make yourself impossible to find. Then move. Even if it's to another building. But get away from him. Your life and the lives of your friends may be at stake. Good luck. I was appalled by this and told him that that's not normal and that he cannot just threaten people to try and force me to stay in school. He responded saying that if he goes back on what he said now, that he would be a liar and he can't have that. I'm sure the judge will be sympathetic to his argument that it's okay to commit felonies rather than be seen as a liar. My parents stalked me. I am 21. I am a female. I understand that there can be dangers to dating, but the way my parents go about it is ridiculous. I met this girl on Tinder a while. We've talked pretty much every day. We had our first date a week ago at the mall. It went great. But I didn't tell my parents because I know how crazy they are. Fast forward to Tuesday. We are having another date. This one I do tell my parents about. It was at the movies, but I had the feeling I shouldn't have told them that. So I said, we're going to X mall to hang out. The movie went great and I went over to my date's place. I get texts from my parents asking why I'm not at the mall. My dad had driven an hour to that mall, looked for me and looked for my car. Holy feep, you are insane. Then after, my dad tracks me with my phone and asks why I'm near the beach where my date lives. Like, dude? Listen. I understand wanting to value my safety, but that was an extreme violation of my boundaries. I had a gut feeling telling them where I was actually it would be a mistake. I was correct. And they still don't see how peeped up it is to stalk their adult daughter. Actually upset because I really like this girl, but my parents are probably gonna scare her away. How can they track you? There may be an app installed in your phone that gives the parents your location. It's common for crazy parents to do that. And don't tell them about anything more. Or else they'll do the same thing that happened in the story. Through its secure family. There's no way for me to turn it off. Even just checking where I am is a huge violation of boundaries. I'd rather they just called and ask how I am. I assume your parents pay for your cell, which is why they feel entitled to track your every move. Definitely go full disclosure with your date. She may want to bail, but she may also be okay with a heads up. You need to be mature and do everything in your power to prevent your insane parents from affecting her. Keep her number under an alias on your phone so they can't find it. Delete your messages so they can't read them. Until you buy your own phone and plan. Assume that anything done on that phone they will see. Alternatively, get a prepaid plan, sell one that you have to refill every month, and use that to keep your communications private. You won't be able to set boundaries until you move out and become independent. But once you do, don't give them any more access into your life than you would a police officer. They don't get a key. They don't get to just come over without telling you. And your home is your safe place. Do you live with them? If so, do what you can to move. Don't worry about their feelings or any tantrums. You're entitled to privacy and to live your life as you see fit. Also, get a new phone as soon as possible. ATT Secure Family is an app, a computer program for a smartphone. You can uninstall it by finding the app on your phone and then pressing and holding it for a moment. You will see a pop-up menu that allows you to uninstall for Android/Google type phones or remove app for Apple iPhones. Click this button option and the app will uninstall. There is no protection to prevent app uninstallation according to the ATT information for the app. I then do a power off and power on of your phone. Be aware that the person monitoring your location will of course be aware that your phone is not reporting into their monitoring app, so your parents may ask what you have done. ATT Secure Family appears to be marketed as a way to track children/minors. And really shouldn't be on a legally capable adult's phone regardless of the relationship. Note that if they pay for your contract/handset, they may play the well if you won't have the app, then will cancel your contract. Just go buy a new handset and contract of your own. I would also ensure you change/set any PIN/security code on your phone to prevent them from amending the settings themselves if they get a hand on the cell phone handset. Confess immediately to your date you were raised by wolves. No. You just wish you were. They are rude, intrusive, distrustful, but love their daughter like no one's business. If she has a good sense of humor, have that date at the mall. Make it a game. If she spots them stalking first, she gets ice cream. Then have a series of bets. Will they introduce themselves or just spy? Will they go into a store to avoid you or spy on you? Will they eat in the same restaurant? This could be some fun bonding time. A date. But seriously, tell her that your parents are loons. And they still don't see how peeped up it is to stalk their adult daughter. And I mean this kindly, you don't see how peeped up it is to allow them to stalk you. You allow them to track your phone. By lying about your location. You are conceding that you still grant them authority over you. Even if you sometimes evade that authority. You are the only one who can decide how much power you give your parents over your life. You're 21. It's probably time to untangle yourselves from them. Here is a few suggestions. Get your own phone. If you have to get a prepaid phone, and leave your phone at home when you go out. If you are living at home, you need to figure out a plan to move out. You need to put parents on an information diet. Only need to know info. You are the only person who can do these things. And asking them to be rational is not likely to go well.